Good morning, everybody. Mr. Mann here, and welcome to my final virtual assembly of the year. As you know, I've been doing a series of assemblies, many based on this book by Matthew Syed called "You Are Awesome." And today's assembly focuses on those times where the pressure gets to individuals and they find that they call this expression they choke. They can't perform when they really need to. And then it concludes with ways in which we can really turn our positive mindset towards anything and accomplish anything that we really hope to achieve. So, when it comes to a surprise collapse in performance at a time when it matters most, choking is a term often used to describe the experience. It may not leave you gasping for air, but it is a deeply unpleasant thing for anyone to go through. The first thing to note is the nervousness is natural. When faced with a threat from a sporting opponent to an exam paper, our brain floods our body's system with a naturally occurring hormone called adrenaline. Our heart beats faster, we breathe more quickly. Adrenaline is designed to prepare us for one of three physical responses. Either we take on the threat, or run away, or get frozen to the spot. We call this the fight, flight, freeze response, and it's designed to help us survive. The trouble is, such a state of high alert can also trigger a choke. So the key thing in this situation is to realise that this response is completely normal. Everyone gets anxious. It shows we care. It's worth taking a moment to walk around, shake down your arms and effectively burn off the adrenaline. Focus on your breathing. When your body is fired into a state of alert, it's easy for your brain to trigger a sense of panic. You've gone from being cool and collected to a state of anxiety in seconds. Not fun. Breathing is another effective way to help you through this. By focusing on slow, deep breaths in and out, you'll find that sense of calm returning. Why not try the 5-7-9? No, it's not a bus route. It's a tried and tested method for relieving anxiety. Give it a go. Breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and breathe out for 9, and so on. Don't overthink it. Let's say you're a top goalkeeper facing a penalty kick. There might be thousands of soccer fans waiting to see if you can make the save. The pressure is on, but before it becomes too much, tell yourself it's just a game like any other. The rules are the same whether you're in a stadium or at the local park with friends. If you can zone out of the pressure and play as you would in the park, you're less likely to think too much about doing something that you've learned to perform automatically and to perfection. Getting things into perspective. So you're about to do something special for a high-level competition, to starting a conversation with, say, someone you secretly fancy. Just then, it can seem like the most important thing in the world. You've been building up for this moment after all. It's also possible to get so caught up in it that you forget that your life will continue no matter what the outcome. It's simply a challenge and a learning opportunity. If it doesn't work out as you hoped, it's another great way to manage the pressure you've placed upon yourself so you can perform to the best of your abilities. If there is a routine or a habit you have that makes you feel less nervous, use it. Loads of people do this. If taking your pet cat for a walk before the exam helps, then do it. Or if you think you'll remember your lines better with red pants on, that's okay. Coldplay frontman Chris Martin feels he has to brush his teeth before he goes on stage. Other people will do different things. And if you think it helps, and it will, and even though it might make you look ridiculous, it doesn't matter. The most important thing to realise is that performing under pressure is a skill. You will get better the more you do it. You will learn to control your nerves and embrace them. A meltdown isn't a reason to give up, but a chance to learn. As tennis player Billie Jean King said, pressure is not a problem, it's a privilege. Choking can happen to anybody. It's a stressful situation, an exam, on a date, any occasion when you are on the public display. You might find that things you can normally do without thinking about them, for example walking, suddenly become impossible. You trip over your own feet, you fall flat. But don't worry, this is totally normal and happens to almost everyone at some point. Do you remember last week's assembly when I talked about the women's hockey team and how they prepared and got ready for the Olympics? And to try and avoid this choking situation. And there were a number of things they put into place, these marginal gains that helped support them when that moment of pressure came, they were able to overcome it and actually embrace it. And you can see from around on this screen here the different kind of little things that they did to make that difference so they could overcome those nerves. From the practice that they did beforehand, in the way they went about that, arriving early, practicing on the same types of pitches, making sensible food choices and drink choices before matches, turning up for matches and practices in all kinds of weather, however bad, and making sure that they had the best equipment, the most comfortable equipment, so they weren't focused on worrying about what they were wearing or what sort of hockey stick that they were using. All these things added together to produce the outstanding performance and then winning the gold at the Olympics. So as you can see, each of the four people have worked tirelessly, showed real grit and determination, and most importantly, a positive mindset to become leaders, successes, and people who are just determined to never stop trying to achieve their ambition. And you can see on this slide just some of the things that they've had to overcome to achieve those ambitions. Whether it be Malala Yousafzai, who fought dodgily for the right to an education for girls, was shot on her school bus, but this didn't stop her. Or Elise Christie continued to compete at a highly dangerous sport despite facing multiple disappointments and injuries. Or Bear Grylls, the famous explorer, who broke his back after his parachute didn't open, and he went on to climb Mount Everest, amongst other physical challenges. Or you might well have seen Johnny Peacock competing as a Paralympian. He contacted meningitis as a child, had his legs amputated below the knee, but went on to win gold and set records at 2 successive Paralympics. And there could be many, many more examples of people who have shown that great determination. There could be things in your life where you've shown this determination as well. And I can safely say that I've probably learnt more in my life from the mistakes I've made from the ones I haven't. And I think Albert Einstein sums it up perfectly when he said, anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. And that's the important thing as we go into this new year. It's trying things new, not worrying about the mistakes we might make, but having that positive mindset to keep going and trying, and always trying to do your best. So now it's over to you. Life isn't easy. There are going to be lots and lots of challenges, and over the last 4 or 5 months, there have been huge ones that you have had to overcome on your own, with your family, and with the school. And each of those times, there would have been an excuse to give. There would have been a question in your mind or a doubt about, shall I do it or shan't? And some of you have taken the easy route, and many of you have taken that harder route to challenge yourselves, to try and overcome those worries and those concerns, and to develop this whole idea of a growth mindset so it becomes a habit. As someone once said, take a risk, dare to fail, and give it your all. And that's what I hope for all of you as we come back in September, which is going to be amazing to see you all back in school, to really meet up again with your friends, to rejoin with your teachers, and to make 2020 and into 21 a really successful year for yourself. To learn from what the last 5 months has taught us, but also to look to the future with optimism and with hope and with a mindset that says, I can overcome anything, I can do whatever I want to do. I really hope you have a fantastic summer in your school. Be safe, keep well, take care of your families, and as I say, myself and all the staff look forward to seeing you back in September with a smile on your faces and an exciting year ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.